Welcome everybody to this weekly episode of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with
Uncle Spoke.
Damon Armstrong.
I'm glad you guys came aboard. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this will be a good show tonight. Now, hopefully, it always is. The hell am I talking about?
See, we're gonna work it out, bro.
And for the female portion of our audiences, you see me up here flexing. Hey, look, I'm out of town, folks, and my clothes is washing, so forgive me for my wife beater situation.
Oh God. It's an A shirt, though.
It's what?
It's an A shirt.
Forgive my A shirt and situation. All right, well, let's do what we always do. Jaquari, you had a good week. How was your day today? How was your week?
Day in the week is fine, man, but I do have to apologize for my absence last week. I was trying to get on, and as I was trying to get on, I realized that I had $2,000, at least $2,000 worth of paperweight shit. You pay money for technology, man. You pay money just to have the shiny thing, and reality comes to bite you, and you got exactly what everybody has.
A big old paperweight, huh?
Big old paperweight, basically. It's a good day, man. It's a good week. I was definitely able to move forward on some positive things.
Cool. Beautiful, man. Damon, what about yourself, sir?
My week was great, man. I just took everything. I just took it slow and easy, man. And that's about it, bro. It was pretty uneventful, to be honest with you.
Okay. And the older I get, especially when I approach retirement, uneventful was always a good thing for me, brother.
I know. No, that's right.
Yeah. I last week, Jaquari, I felt my age. I felt my age because I was tired. And your brother Damon, he did his best and he did a good job into taking up the slack when I had my moments of
You went back and checked it out?
Yeah, for the most part.
Well,
But like I said, I knew it was twice that I lost my train of thought. You feel what I'm saying? But and then I realized at the time I lost my train of thought, and then I'm on there like this.
And that's why I don't go back and watch these things, man, because I can't look. I can't do it. Because I'll be up here talking about what was that, man? Yeah. You know what I mean? I can't do it. No.
Yeah. Look, in them moments though, I miss being able to whistle because there's always that's room for whistling. When you lose your thought, you're sure. Yes, sir. But then one time though, before Damon caught on, he hit me with the, "Hey man, now I went into a soliloquy. I'm struggling with the question, right? With the topic.
I was like,
Not struggling, but
question?
it was a good. I hit it right, but then, no. You did this. Is what you did this time. You was like, "Well, bro, can you repeat that question?" I was like, "There's no fucking way And it was long. Look, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, anyway,
He said, "Damn it, no, I can't."
I'm like Kevin Hart. Help me! Help me! Oh yeah. But you know, it was still a solid show. It was funny. What I want to do is, and you two guys always have said it. Get a third person who basically just gives the topic, you know what I mean, and just a third moderator that's neutral. You know what I'm saying? Where I don't moderate all the time because that's what I do. That's what I do. You know, when every once in a while I'll hop on a topic, but just somebody who's going to be neutral to keep the pace going. Because I mean, I think we've done pretty well. Like early on, we would get stuck on something. You know what I'm saying? And it was meaningful conversation, right? But we would still get stuck. You know what I mean? So we need that third person. We need that third person to stop us from getting stuck, I think. You know what I mean? Which we've been doing this so well, though, bro. See, this is where I am with it. I'm either come see, come side. And we've been maintaining so well, right? I don't think we need somebody. But then it never hurts to bring somebody aboard. You feel me? I mean, what you think? I think I have an idea of what y'all both might think, but go ahead and let's put this down on digital tape.
It could work. It could definitely work. You know, not to be too specific, but you know, I've had conversations with people, and they said that you know, you probably use the adjustment. You know, not that what we're doing is tired or old or anything like that, but you know, just to mix things up, and you know, to truly bring about that impartial presence, you know, through the podcast. You know, my wife is interested in doing it, but you know, you know what they say about a couple who work together.
No.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Either way is good with me, man.
Hey, Damon. What Jaquar just said, I can imagine everything going smoothly. Then all of a sudden he on camera like this.
Hey, no, Keith. No, Keith. Hey, what that motherfucker say?
No. Oh no, the phone ringing. I don't want to disturb y'all. But look, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, she's expressed interest or whatever, you know, but
Yeah, and I'm joking about it, but you know, really and truly, unless you're doing it with your spouse or girlfriend, you would be putting, if you're the moderator or she's the moderator, if you're the moderator on her platform or vice versa, you can put in not a crazy situation, but your relationship had to be strong, right? Because here's a perfect example of it. And you know what? And the brothers and the sisters is trying to be what they need to be. Mutual, Keith. You was going a little too long. You know what I'm saying? And he said, hey, woman. after the show's over. Why you do that to me? You embarrassed me in front of my brothers.
You gotta be able to take it, man. I mean, this is a public platform where opinions flow, and if it is well, in my case, if it's my job to be under the auspices and aegis of my spouse, then so be it.
I get it. I just think that it has nothing to do with your relationship with your spouse. It has a lot to do with you. Because in your personal life, your spouse, and y'all give me your opinion about this. In your personal life, your spouse can correct you. You know what I'm saying? But when it's in public form, sometimes it's a different thing. What's up,
Like you get in front of.
What's going on, cuz? But see, but even at that statement, I mean, it's certain shit that I gotta transcend. If we were to do it and make it work, then I gotta bite that bullet and let her, let her run shit, because that's her purpose.
But that's because you guys are doing it together. See, that's why I gave the example. If y'all doing the podcast together, then of course, right? But say, and sister-in-law, I'm not saying this is true. This is being an advocate right now. Say she come in now after 3 years, right? And she doing a great job. But a motherfucker done pissed on your sandwich at work, and you come home and you just want to unwind on the potty, right? And you want to go ham on the color blue. And she nonchalantly and innocently say, hey, man, what's going on with blue, man? Why are you on blue like that? And you like this. You don't understand. Blue is what blue is. And for you to cut me off on blue, I got a problem with that. You know what I mean? But if y'all did it together, now it's like, well, honey, you know how I am. You know when these motherfuckers piss on my damn Subway sandwich at work, look, I'm gonna come home some kind of way. Oh yeah, I do understand, but you ain't gonna do that to me, because that's the content that y'all have. But if we on some communicative concept, right? Communicating and telling what's in your heart, it'd be the wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. I'm not against it. Let me say it first and foremost. I'm not against it. What I'm saying to you is, you gotta be a strong person. You know what I'm saying?
Do that. I mean, she right. You right, sis.
Communication is key. Nikki says communication is key. And I know blue was an issue before we got online. You know what I mean? And I get that. And communication is the key word there. So what's your and this is light answers, in the light sense and light energy. But as far as leading in the household, are you a macho leader, or are you more along the lines of diplomatic? And we'll start with you, Damon.
I'm more diplomatic, man. Because I like to sleep at night.
Well,
I'm not going to start nothing that's going to cause an argument.
Elaborate. So you don't want to lay down and you look, you snore. You snore,
but somebody
like this. In a full snore.
If somebody's staring at you, you wonder, how long was you? How long is you sitting there watching me? I ain't trying to go through none of that.
Hey, Flu, what the fuck is going on now?
Here we go. God damn it.
Nikki says is caveman an option. So what about you, Jaquar?
Well, I mean, you see what I'm working with. But I mean, I like to think, you know, I've been diplomatic. You know, she the one who you know, like for instance, you know, for the better part of my life, man, I didn't drive. I didn't give a shit about driving. But you know, she made me drive. Made me drive. No, I was like that. I mean, you know, I forget what the scenario was. We was in we were in Durham, and we needed to go to Raleigh for something, right? And she was driving. No, we had to return a car to the airport in Raleigh from Durham,
Yeah.
and I was like, so as I said, I ain't drive, so I was like, shit, well, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? And she was like, well, shit, just okay. Just follow me to the gas station so we can fill the car up and then we'll figure it out. So yeah, I'm behind her, you know, doing 5 miles an hour, shitting the sweat, trying to get to the gas station. Gas station wasn't you know, but up the street from where we live. We get to the gas station, fill up the tank and everything, and she says, well, just follow. So yeah, all right, following and everything. By that time, you know, my little confidence done, you know, got together or whatever, and you know, the next thing I know, we're on the highway, and yeah, and I'm my brown knuckles is done turn white on me and everything, and I'm realizing that this woman is making me drive to Raleigh. I'm driving to Raleigh right now. I don't have license. I don't have anything that allows a person to drive in this country. And I shat and sweat all the way there. And when we got there, I was Fred Flintstone, man. Like, you know what I mean? But then, you know, that's how I started. That's how I started driving.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I lived through it. Yeah.
Hey, that traffic where y'all live, I know your nerves were bad, bro.
Look, kid, my wife is from she's from Philly. And you want to talk about traffic, y'all be pissed. Because I don't care what time of day, the main 78, 76 east or west is bumper to bumper traffic no matter what time of day it is. Say, yo,
That's
man,
crazy.
is it an accident? Are they is it a protest laying across the damn street? What the fuck is going on? I swear, this is speaking about traffic. I tell you, me personally, y'all know me, man. Look, I have my serious side, but when it comes to relationships, because I kind of take it from my parents. Our parents was like, they gave us this semblance of communication and diplomacy, right? So that's why when it comes to my wife, that's what I do. I'm like, yo, what do you think? Right? Now, my nature is to go get it done so I don't have to worry about it. I'm like, look, fuck that. I'm going to get it done, right? But through the years, well, why didn't you wait? Because you could have did this and you could have did that. And you know the woman's way. Hey, what's going on? And you did so many things that I could have done, right? So I'm like, yo, Key, what's up? I got to do this. I got to do this right now, kid. And this is for us. I'm just giving you a scenario. This is for us. What you think? What do I think? Why don't you just do it? And why don't you dare doing it? And that is, and then I'm Richard Pryor. Well, fuck it then. I ain't gonna ask you shit else. I'm just gonna do it. Then I move to that, right? Just doing it. Well, why didn't you ask me? And why did I'm like, Lord, this, look, what George Jetson say? Jane, get me off this crazy thing. I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to laugh about it. I prayed about it and I laughed about it. I said, you know what? There ain't no changing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no changing the scenario. Just, get lucky and just get it done and don't say nothing.
Man,
And that's what I do.
One of my pet peeves, man, is when somebody schedule your time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When somebody schedule your time, man, back in the day, man, I used to hate that, bro. I used to hate that. I'm like, wow, man, bro, I'm better. I'm better at it now. You know what I'm saying? But
Would you say you got off work and shit, showered and shaved?
look, you sitting in,
Look,
sitting the goddamn.
You in your
You sit the damn you sit in the damn stove thinking, man, I had no intention on coming here, man.
Yeah.
It didn't be in there for hours. It's like, man, I can't believe this.
Yeah, look, I give y'all credit when y'all tell me y'all going to shop with your wives and shit. I'm like, man, I cannot do it because what my wife does is walk in circles.
Man,
she walks in circles.
Go ahead.
And I'm like, yo, and this is how I passive aggressively attacked it. I'm getting ready to go sit in the car. You know what I mean? When I had bad knees, I had carte blanche. I was like, hey, look, I done walked around for hours. My knees is killing me. Well, you go to the car. I go sit in the car, right? Then this is no lie. As soon as I got my right knee done in 2017 and 2019 had the left one done. I'm on my feet. I'm zippity-doo-eye. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking 3 miles, 4 days a week. I'm doing all this shit. So one day, I walk in the house. She said, hey, you doing all this walking. Then you can go to the store with me. And I'm not talking about sitting in that goddamn car. You're going to go in the store with me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but yeah, man, to me, I have always, and speaking of that, what kind of shopper are you? Me, I have already understood what I'm going to get. I studied it. And now that I got my smartphone, I done looked it up. I done seen the size. I done seen how the size fit. All of that. So when I go to the store, I go straight to it, pick out the color that I want. That's the only hesitation. Grab that motherfucker and go pay for it. Right? My wife will take, just to go to the store to go get one outfit, she would take 2 hours to get the outfit. And then she would say, I gotta come back tomorrow because I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna try. That's a woman's way. So it's no disparagement. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's like her thinking is, I'm thinking on the fly. My thinking is, put a plan together so you don't waste no precious time.
And you got that from Mom, man.
Yeah.
She went straight in there and came straight back out.
Yes, sir. So
she wasn't no shopper.
So what do you guys? What do you think? What kind of guys shopper do you think you are?
I'm patient, man, because once my wife would go in the store, man, with $150, come out with about $500 worth of shit.
And you pay because she be buying you shit.
Man, I look at it and I was like, man, it was amazing to me in the beginning. I was like, I couldn't believe it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But now I done got older, my back. You know how your sides start itching, baby? When your sides just start itching, man, you be leaning forward because your back that went out. And then you look around and she just turned to another corner, going down another aisle. I'm like, man, hey, she doing this shit on purpose.
She don't care about
She
me.
see me all she see me all leaned over, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to look cool and all. I'm like, wow, okay. But nah, man, I got patience, bro.
What
Cause
about? Go ahead.
she know how to do all the deals. She find all that shit.
What about you, Jaquari?
Yeah, I'm not a good shopper at all, man. I'm not a good shopping partner or whatever, man. I mean, I was, when we first got together, but uh, we would go to the store, and I would constantly be thinking to myself, why is she walking fast back to the same shit? I don't understand. We just looked at that. We just looked at it. Why are we coming back? If you thinking about getting it, then carry it. And then all of a sudden that became my job. I had to carry all the shit she was thinking about getting. And I was like, man, fuck this. I can't.
Look,
I, I,
You already know. Wait.
go ahead, Jaquari.
yeah, but see, it's a double-edged sword or whatever because she keep me Christian, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, so what am I really gonna do? You got to bite the bullet. Because I be bent over the car, sweating, back aching, knees fucked up, and all that. The whole same scenario y'all go through, and bitching and moaning and pissing and griping and crying, and looking down, and it's a car full of my shit.
Yeah.
It's all my shit, and I'm like, fuck, man, you're an asshole. But
you ought to feel bad.
You're an asshole, man. But your
Sir,
feet,
you're right.
Your feet are killing you, bro. What's more important? You gotta get her the fuck out of this store.
Hey, look, I don't mind. I'm gonna tell you, I will give my wife an hour of me walking around with her because I figure that hour.
An hour for real, bro.
Yeah. That's not reasonable to you.
Man, my wife, she just got the.
I'm gonna tell you. Let me say this: if we're shopping for her, I'll give her longer. But if she's shopping for me, I'm gonna give her an hour. That's it. And that's that. I'll give her longer because she'll ask me, "Well, how this?" And it's rare because, like I said, I'm just now getting back to the younger days of walking around with her because the knees is good. You feel what I'm saying? But it's rare. Like she'll ask me something, and I think all women do this. She'll, well, how does it look to you? Right? And I said, oh no, it look good, man. It look fine. But then she'll put it back. Right? Then she asked me the next thing. And then I'm like, okay, no, I don't like that because, it might be a little too wide in the hips for you, or if it's a jumpsuit or something, like this, that, and the other, right? And she'll put it in the cart. I'm like, okay, so you doing everything the opposite of what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I'm gonna tell y'all a little funny story. And I told you guys about this, but I'm gonna let y'all know out there. Me and Kia's been together for 39 years now, right? And the crazy thing about it is, early on, never mind her shopping for me. You know what I mean? Because your woman give you a gift, she's gonna find the right color for you. She's gonna find the right fit. Even like me, I was always the base color. Navy blue, black, some red, and canary yellow. Those were my 4 colors when I was a youngin', right? So when kids started shopping for me, she was hit me with little outfits. Now I'm 20, 26, 27, 6'9", 3% body fat. I'm Diesel. You feel what I'm saying? I'm walking around. You know, she bought me some Sebagos, you know, the deck shoes and shit. And, you know, she tried to transition me out of athletic wear because I was still a jock. I was doing my thing like that, right? So I was in our favorite watering hole in Pittsburgh, Pittsburgher, Nats, for the old school cat, for arts, for the new school, right? That was my favorite joint. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That was my favorite joint back in the day because you can meet everybody in all walks of life, right? So I was down there with my buddy Bill, waiting on my good friend Demetrius Gore. He was meeting us down there. It was a Sunday at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which was crazy in that. You know what I'm saying? And I wore an outfit that my wife bought me, right? With the Sebago deck shoes, right? Transitioning now with the navy blue shorts. Now, understand, we ain't had baggy shorts back then. And, you know, I was 6'9" with muscular legs. So she bought me the Jones that was borderline, you know what I'm saying, borderline booty shorts, but they weren't quite there because, you know, I didn't fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So they came down halfway down my thigh. So navy blue that night, right? Then I had a red and white shirt with a blue. I remember this shit because this scarred me. A blue, what you call this shit on the sailing ship, the wheel, whatever.
Captain Wheel.
Yeah. So I'm feeling fly as a motherfucker. I made the outfit look good now. Don't get me wrong, but I'm feeling fly. So we meet this young lady down there that I knew from Demetrius, right? Like I said, we 25, 26 years old. And, you know, she been drinking and shit. She was drunk. And she complaining about Demetrius. Why won't he do right? I'm looking at her like, because he don't want you like that. Why are you even, you know what I'm saying? You know, just joking because we was cool too. So she was like, well, yeah, Keith, you cool, man. You know what I'm saying? You cool as shit. I like you. Right? She set me up. I like you, Keith. You cool as motherfucker, boy. You know what I mean? They're tall, strong, handsome. But you know, my only problem with you is this. I said, what are you talking about? My problem is you let your girlfriend dress you. I said, what you talking about? She said, look at you.
Look at you.
Look at you. You got the navy blue shorts on with the your woman dressed you. And you talking shit to me. Bro.
Yeah, so you caught some strays, huh?
I played it off because I did catch some strays from my man, but I played it off, bro, because what was crazy was kids talked me into wearing that shirt. The shorts was cool. You know, I was just gonna wear a basic white shirt with a wife beater on, right? Or what is it, A shirt or B shirt, whatever you call it. But she talked me into it. And my boys, Big Bill and everybody fell the hell out. I thought it was funny too. I thought it was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But what she did was confirm to me, like, you know what? We're going to split the difference. I'm always encourage a kid to buy me whatever, but I'm going to make sure she understands what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I was cheap. Yo, no, I was Chief Keef with that shit. This is what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt Kia feeling at first before I can explain it to her. I was like, look, I think we both got good taste. You know, let's combine our taste. Yeah,
Hey,
man.
hey, man, look, I, I let it be known, you know, especially if I wear something, well, especially when I wear something nice to work or whatever. I
Yeah.
let it be known, you know, I didn't buy this, you know, because I mean, I be all them colors you named or whatever, man. You know, I'm not gonna go to the store and automatically go to a canary yellow shirt or whatever. You know what I mean? But I got plenty of them colors, all kind of soft non-related colors or whatever. But I make the motherfuckers look funky though. You know what I
Good
mean?
shit. Yeah,
And
man.
I didn't, you know, I didn't necessarily see myself in a lot of stuff that my wife picks out for me. But
Me too. Yeah.
I do value that. You know what I mean? The
Oh yeah.
shoe from the shoes and all. Man, like, yeah,
Oh, no, no,
look at
no,
it.
no,
Don't
no,
buy it.
no. Unless it's dress shoes, but everything else, that's all me, man. No, look, I don't mess around with my wheels, dog. I don't do it. I don't leave that in nobody's hands. That's you know what I'm saying? That look,
Mm.
your sneaker and your casual game, you gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? Unless they buy something that they know that you usually buy. You know, if my wife buy me something that she know I usually buy, because that's what she does when it comes to sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Is what it is. But you know, my wife got good taste. She does. She does.
I ain't went out, man. Went out and bought a pair of sneakers, man. I don't, man. For real. I'm not. I mean, and you know, I told you, you know, I'm not a good shopper. So I'm going in, and you know, I'm going and buying 3, 4 pairs of Chuck Taylors and shit, you know, that kind of thing.
Got
And she's like, no, you you can wear them to the gym, but I'm like, man, no. Mm. That's 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 what the conversation
Well, I just go in there and speak my son shit, you know, because he spend money on sneakers and stuff. So I was like, hey man, let me sport them, bro.
you. Yeah.
You know, so
All right. Well,
is.
look. Go ahead. You got something to say, Jacori?
No, I was gonna say that's what he's there for.
Yes, sir. To be warned. To be warned. So I got a question for you. Me and my oldest son, we were talking about this today. He was comparing Diddy and Shannon Sharp situation, right? And I explained to him why I felt it was different, right? But in his eyes, he felt it was the same. So, starting with you, Jaquari, what do you think? Are the situations the same or different?
I think they're. I could see where which one what
Uh, Keith,
yeah, I could see where Keith would kind of make them the same, but the difference to me is the fact that Shannon Sharp paid for a shirt.
okay, okay. Elaborate on that.
Well, I mean, I don't know much about what transacted or whatever, but there were
Oh,
text
no.
messages. Yeah, there were text messages like with money being discussed and all that.
Mhm.
So I mean, if anything, uh, if the young lady in his situation was registered with the Better Business Bureau, I think he would have a beef. You know, I'm paying you for certain shit here.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
and these services rendered need to stay should have stayed anonymous because I've paid you enough money for you to to be comfortable. Can't
Isn't that the
necessarily.
mistake, though? Isn't that the mistake? People think that money buys silence. I think money buys temporary silence. But go ahead, Jaquari. I'm listening.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. No, that was just about the end of my statement, but I think you're right. And then in Sean Cronin's case, you know, those allegations all over the place. You know, there's coercion, there's subterfuge and guile and shit and all that, and allegedly forced. So yeah, it's two totally different situations to me.
Okay. Just to speak on what you said about Shannon, right? You know, Damon, Keith said that to him, and I tried to explain it to him from my point of view. He was like, well, basically what Diddy did was the same thing that Shannon did. I said, no, it was not, because in my point of view, Shannon showed proof that they had a discussion about what this woman was trying to allege he did, and then his text messages showed that it was not, at least at that moment, she wasn't thinking along those lines. And it was a money grab. You know what I mean? And he said, well, Dad, why would Shannon, and see, this is what I didn't know he actually did it, but he said, why would Shannon settle out of court with so much money? You see what I'm saying? But, I just wanted to give you an idea, because what you said, Ja'Cory, I said that same thing to Keith. And that was his rebuttal. So, Damon, what do you think?
No, to me, they weren't the same at all. Shannon's situation felt like a shakedown, man. That's what that was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at the timing of it. When he get ready to sign that contract. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden it pops up, it comes out. And I'm like, it just felt like that type of situation to me. And like Ja'Cory said, he paid for services, rented and all that. So it was crazy. That was crazy, man. And then he lost the contract, got fired.
Oh, yeah,
he got shit on, bro.
But is it because you like Shannon and you don't like Puffy that you felt like they not in this? And I'm just throwing this in there, that they're not in the same realm. Because technically they are. Go ahead.
No, to me, it doesn't make a difference. I mean, I don't have any particular affinity towards either one of them. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Just situational.
Okay, well, what about you, Danny?
I think, he kicked out their money. He lost $100 million contract. I mean, that was a hit, and to be honest, I really don't know the specifics of what he did, to her. I mean, he paid for a service, right?
Yeah, but she alleged in her lawsuit there was a sexual assault here and there. You know what I'm saying? Not being specific about it, but that was when it first came out. That's what they alleged, because of the recorded conversation he said about choking her when he see her.
Yeah. Oh no, I heard that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, but was it nasty talk? I mean,
well, yeah, as much as he could with his thick tongue, as much as he could. I know I got a thick tongue with Shannon B on some craziness, but my point is, no, here's my point. He was trying to see. Okay, let me throw this out there. What is it about wealthy men, because I mentioned earlier, when they think that they can pay to buy somebody's silence? There are professional women out there who do that for a living, right? But then there's amateurs who trying to come up. You know what I mean?
Come up hard on On the griff?
Yeah. Yeah. So what is it? I mean, I would personally have to understand where I was instead of getting and to be honest with you, I have not been that famous and I have not been single that long to think that my libido and my pockets could overwhelm common sense in women. But for some reason, these men are able to find it. Find those kind of women who will go for it until those women get the whisper in their ears. Somebody else whisper in their ears, hey man, you getting $200,000 a month. How about getting 40 million and you don't have to worry about what you do for a living now? I'm just throwing it out there. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, traditionally, man, you know, money money gave you access to everything. You know, I don't know, scandal is just as precious a commodity as money is nowadays.
that's true.
If you can feed one, it's going to help you build the other. Unfortunately,
Lawrence asked that ESPN still had to pay out his contract. Do you guys know? I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought that he was about to sign it.
and I mean nowadays, I mean, you know, what contract, you know, what professional entertainment contract doesn't have some kind of morality clause?
Yeah, he could
Right.
he could have been in
Right.
he could have been a breach of it.
Yep.
But look,
That's crazy.
now I'm not saying, and here's the thing. What Sean Combs got, because I'm tired of calling him Diddy. That is some fucking crazy shit. Man. That's crazy to call another grown ass man that shit. But what Sean Combs got convicted of, I think in a nutshell, was paying escorts to fly to where his woman was to have freaky sex with. That's in a nutshell. Now, what he got charged with the RICO and all that, I didn't follow the trial, but if anybody out there followed the trial, did they even try to bring evidence for a RICO? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna run this to death, but my point is, what's similar is the man paid for a service, right? Even though, in my opinion, what I hear, don't know him personally and none of this, but if half of what they say about him is true, half now, dude is a demon when it comes to women. He's a demon. You feel what I'm saying? But did he get convicted because he's a demon? Because the stuff that I heard him, and like I said, I ain't watched the whole trial. The stuff that I heard, and his last thing was said about it. He was just on some freaky shit. Real freaky shit. Some cocoa shit. Cocoa? I think that's how you call it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Coco.
Yeah.
they both have if you listen to both situations described, I mean, they both have like predatory like nature to it. You know what I mean?
Shannon?
Well, I mean, it depends on how you. I
He
mean,
like to choke him. Yeah, I get that.
It depends on how prudish you are, you know. And I don't know the details, you know.
I don't like choking anybody, so I wasn't trying to defend that act. I was just saying, you know, that people You'd be on it like that. All right. The topic of this episode is the things that you find funny, right? Damon, we talked about it last night. And Jaquari, you kind of getting a little ambushed about it. So I'll go to you, Damon. What do you find funny in this world or your upbringing or something that you feel most people don't see?
What I find funny in my upbringing that most people don't see.
Yeah, I'll give you a minute. Because look, it's not one of them kind of questions that get you all tangled up in this shit. I'm like, just like what Keith just said, the difference between a hug and a headlock is the amount of pressure. It's the amount of pressure applied. Hey man, you better leave me alone, man. You better leave me alone.
Damn, bro, you stumped me with that one.
All right, well,
I'm gonna tell you what, man. You know, and it's ironic that this person should just so happen to be in the chat. But one of the things, man, that just absolutely tickled the shit out of me is baby's cussing. And our cousin, Lawrence Reed,
yeah.
when he was a toddler, he wasn't no bigger than an arm baby. And they you know, his mom and his siblings, you know, they stayed the night, you know, at the house and everything.
We was all living there. We was all living there. Yeah.
Yeah. And he woke up in the morning and got down and went over to the curtains and looked outside and said, "Shit." And that was the funniest thing I ever heard in my life. Funniest thing in my life, man. For real. That and for some reason, man, it was a commercial. I forget what it was for, but it was chimpanzees dressed in human clothes, man. I found that shit to be funny. Check that shit out.
One thing about Lawrence, right? I remember, like I said, we was all living in the same house. And Lawrence was a little, about two years old, maybe 3. No, Lawrence was young. And we had spent the night before trying to teach him how to walk, right? And all of us got up to school, that next day, right? And it was you, Damon. You said, before you left the house, because I already went to the damn bus stop, before you left the house, you said, "Hey, man, Lawrence walked." I said, "He walked?" He said, "Matter of fact, no. He stood up and sprinted." Lawrence never walked. But his first step was a full sprint. And, he was a sprinter, running 4.2s and shit like that, which was funny that he was able to do that shit when he first started walking, but he sprinted. You know what I'm saying?
And what's some things, man, you put the babies in or whatever, they're usually white, but they plastic and they got that hard plastic rim around the edge or whatever. And you put the baby in them, man, and it help the baby walk and balance.
Walker.
Yeah. It's like I think I remember when we first got a walk when he first got a walker, put him in the walker and everything, man. And for some reason, man, he would go straight to the basement steps and dive down the basement steps, man.
Yeah.
In the walker and terrified the shit out of everybody.
They used to scare the hell out of me, man.
We used to catch him before he did, and there was one time I was a split second too late, man. and I seen Lawrence. Boom! Look, it wasn't the frame saved him. You know, the wide frame on the bottom, and all I seen was boom, 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 boom. I was like, live!
Oh my
goodness!
God!
Man,
It
that
was
boy.
just so dive down the stairs. Like,
Yes, sir.
You know how you
And
you know you had that feeling in your chest, feel like your heart is burning. You know what I'm saying? Every time you did it, man, I was sitting there, and then he would like put his hand in the crack of the door, man. I was like, oh my God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know why he would always go straight to that base, man. Because he never went down there. Maybe it's because that's where we used to go. You know what I mean? When family was over and all that. But yeah, that was crazy. Look, as a child, Keith Barnes says, as a child, I called my sister an MFer. And my grandma asked me what I said, and I said I had to repeat it so I could convince her I didn't know what it was. It was something the kids say. Like, okay. Yeah.
That ain't gonna earn you no less ass kicking that, brother.
Yeah, the ass kicking was coming. You know what I'm saying? I remember we used to, when we was kids, when we learned how to cuss, when we left the house, we was always cussing, cussing like sailors and shit. You know what I'm saying? Going to the store. Look at that motherfucking squirrel. Look at that motherfucking bird.
Yeah.
Right? So one day, this is when we was in Detroit. One day, we sitting there. It was all three of us. You was a little baby, Jaquan. All three of us in the damn living room with our mom, right? And it was a Saturday. I got up to turn the TV on, and our mom said, "Yo, Keith, you better not turn on them damn cartoons." I looked at her without thinking.
I remember that.
Ma, I ain't turning on no motherfucking cartoon. My mother, look, our mother did this. Go get the broom. Hey, tell her
No, she asked you to say it again. What you say? The whole time she's smiling. What you say?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Foolishness, man. Foolishness. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, like, I think just as a child, man, the funniest thing for me was to hear grown folks cuss, man. That was always the funniest shit, right? Until I understood that a lot of times when they cursing, you know what I mean? A lot of times when they cursing, it's some bad things going on. You know what I'm saying? But it was funny, man. First time I ever heard Mama cuss. Now I know she cursed, whatever, but she tried her best not to cuss in front of us, right? But she was a child of the 60s. She was on that protest shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was some policemen, and we in Detroit, it was some policemen by the house. And they had pulled somebody over, and it was a black and a white cop. And you know how the duplex was? It was like this big ass duplex, right? And on the side, our grandparents owned that motherfucker. And on the side, it was a big ass fence that fenced in the whole side of the house. So we was all standing on the side of the house and shit, right? And Mom said, "Power to the people. Why y'all harassing him? Leave him alone, you pigs." This is what she said. And we young, so we don't know shit about them police officers, man. Respect, but leave them alone. Power to the people. Power to the people. Look at you, old Uncle Tom. Oh my God. So they got pissed. They came across the street. Like, especially it was the brothers. Hey, yo, sister, what is your problem? Sister, You over here with this cracker harassing that poor man. You know, said we waiting on warrants because she said we wait. He said we waiting on warrants because I think he got in an accident and he killed somebody. Mom looked at him all quiet and shit. He said, "Power to the people." And she turned around. Hey, let's go in the house. I don't know why I remember that, but our mother, she did not give a damn. She was speaker of mine.
She hated bullies, man.
Yeah.
She couldn't stand bullies.
Yeah.
Mother, auntie, they all like that shit.
Yeah, they all was like that. They still like that. And then, it was a funny thing because I remember I got beat up. Well, I let myself get beat up. And the reason why I say that is because even though this guy was in high school and he swung for me and tried to hit me in the head, I blocked it, but he slapped me on the side, right? And it didn't hurt, but I was in the 6th grade. I was so scared. I looked down and said, and went home, right? It was you, Kevin, our cousin Kevin, Jamar, we was all out. I went to the house. So I'm walking up. Kevin goes in the house and tell our mom and dad, right? So Pops come out. He just look at me. He don't say shit. Because that's that man shit. You gonna hold it. Either if you're gonna sit up there and you don't want to go back down there and fight, you just gonna hold it for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Mom came out. She looked at me. What happened? I explained the whole scenario and shit and why it happened. She said, she gritted her teeth, you better get your ass right back down there. And I don't give a fuck if he fuck you up. You better go down there and you better fight him. Right? And I looked at our pops. I'm like, is she serious? I'm down here crying. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, Keith, you like you look at Pop like you ain't gonna win. You ain't gonna win here on what the fuck? Like,
no, that's what he did. He looked at me. He like, so he ain't say shit. He just looked at me like, motherfucker, make a decision. That's all you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Make a decision. The fuck is you gonna do? Right? So I turn around and I start walking back. And I'm saying to myself, good God, I'm gonna get my ass beat. So before I'm walking, I'm blowing my fist up, and I said, "Look, I'm gonna tackle this motherfucker. I'm gonna hope that somebody break it up, right?" As soon as I came out, his oldest brother came out. He was about maybe 22. He said, "What you beating up on that little boy for?" Smacked him in the head, and then this dude was like in high school. Smacked him in the head and shit, right? I'm telling mama. And then what brought the reality into it, that he wasn't this big bad motherfucker, he looked at his oldest brother and said, "Hey man, don't tell mom. Don't tell mom." And he followed him into the house. Now, at that moment, I'm like this. Thank you, Jesus. But I turned around and I realized, you know what? It didn't hurt. I said, I played myself. Because all our friends were down there. In Liberty Square, Fluke, all our friends was down there. And I played myself. And I made that, this is no lie, I made it that moment. I said, I'll never play myself again. Now, if I'm hurt, I'm hurt. But if not, I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. And from that point on, that's what I did. I'm like, fuck it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. Because it was like, I scared myself. You feel what I'm saying? I made myself afraid of something in which I could have done something about, win, lose, or draw. Because I would have saw myself differently. You know, so the next situation I was into, I handled it differently. You know what I'm saying? I handled it. I stood up for myself. I'm not going to get into whether I won or lost, but one thing about it is when I was done, I was standing tall. And then a year later, I got my revenge on that motherfucker, which is crazy. Because he was always around me, right? He was always around me and acting like, you know, he didn't do nothing to me. That's how much he respected me, right? Like you ain't nothing but you cry, you a little bitch, basically, right? So we used to play football. Y'all remember we used to play football on the side of the houses in them townhouses and shit in the wintertime, right? So we out there playing. Now I done grew a little bigger and I'm plotting. You know what I'm saying? So he started playing, and he wasn't nothing but a weed head. You know what I'm saying? He started playing. Now I'm only about an inch shorter than him now. You know what I'm saying? So he running the football, right? I'm laughing the whole time. I'm grabbing him and body slamming this shit out on the ice and stuff. Oh, boom! Ha 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 ha! Ha. Yeah, come on, let's go. Right? I did it like 4 times. Sent his ass home limping. So when he was walking away, and you was there, Jaquar, because we quit because you got cold. You was there. When he was walking away limping, I said, "Oh, bitch." But yeah, man. You know, it's funny how you just learn shit. You know, and that's a good thing, man, because for me, I've always out of negative shit, especially the shit that I made it through, I've always been able to see how I carried myself. You know what I'm saying? Always, man. You know.
That's insight. It's insight, man, for real. You know, anytime you can learn something from a negative experience.
Yeah. But yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, and there might be some over masculinity, but ain't nobody gonna try to treat me like a little hoe. You know what I'm saying? That moment, that's what that moment taught me. Like, hey, if you feel like a freaking punk, then you could have done something else about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I carried my life from that point on, man. I'm like, look, even when I was nervous, even when, you know, shit, I was outnumbered and nervous and all this shit, right? I was like, no, man, it's time to take a stand. And what's up? Let's get this done. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's some pistol play or some cutlery involved, then if I ain't got nothing, I'm backing up. You know what I'm saying? Well, y'all quiet, man. What y'all contemplating?
Well, hey, I'm like, so how I'm gonna follow that up? Because I finally thought about something funny.
Huh?
I said I finally found funny. Thought about something funny.
Oh, well, that's what we're doing.
Following up your story, I was like,
the shit was funny because when I was slamming him, that was real laughter. But go ahead, man. tell
I was gonna talk about them damn videos, man, where they be showing them cats whipping them dogs' ass. You ever watch them? Man, that'd be the funniest thing in the world, because they throw that paw up and be throwing that jab.
And smack and sit out one
Man,
time.
that'd be.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I saw one the other day, which I don't know why it tickled me. It was last night. It was these 2 dogs, right? My man comes in It's two dogs. Is a black dog and a white dog fur, right? They barking at this dude. He's a brother. And they barking. You know how dogs get. He's like, get out of here. And they said, then he went chasing him. And then the black dog went down like, dog like a damn human being. Man, that tickled the hell out of me, man.
Oh man, hey.
Dogs can't talk until they need to.
Oh man, I saw this one where the dude had this fake tiger, fake lion, and the dog was laying on his side sleep, and he put the fake lion over him, so that dog looked up and saw the dial, and there was a whole lot of that dust was flying on. Dust was flying all over. That dog thought he was a goner, bro.
Yeah.
That was funny, man. That was hilarious to me. I think I saved it, but.
But is there anything else you guys can think of?
Not now, man. As soon as we go off, you know, a bunch of shit gonna probably come flooding.
You say, as soon as you get, hey Keith, as soon as you get off, I'm a funny motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you know, what do you think now? Being an old head right now, what do you think is more significant when it comes to our community? And you don't have to get too deep, you know, fuck Donald Trump. You know what I mean? We don't need to bring him up. But I'm just saying as far as significance, like you if you had to do a report on the state of our community, just one thing, what would it be?
Well, at this point, man, you know, I've heard a lot about how Black people are staying, you know, pretty much staying at home, being neutral, and you know, and just pretty much letting things play out how they play out, you know. But that's fine and good, if that's going to be our collective attitude, man. But I think there needs to be some sort of baseline plan, you know, outside of just surviving these years. You know, I mean, we need to start having discussions about rebuilding things. You know, getting back to when America was all right for us, if there ever was a time.
Okay. I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. But I the only thing I would say to that is, don't we need a rest, man? Because you know, we do it for ourselves. We did it for ourselves.
Man.
Protest, and also people come and grab us to get on the bandwagon and protest. And nobody, other than, you know, this George Floyd thing, man, I can honestly say I've seen more, you know, because we were babies during the civil rights thing. You know what I'm saying? So as a grown man, to see whether or not they were misguided or not, white folks joined in. You know what I'm saying? Well, it seems like they joined in. I really don't know. And I'm not trying to, you know, back out of it, back away from it. But I'm saying it's what's been shown to you. You feel what I mean? Because, you know, I was law enforcement. I saw, and I retired just in time because I don't know how I would have been able to get through it, because I probably would have lost my job. When the protests, you know, during, you know, the pandemic and all the different things, all that was going on, the protests, how they were treating those officers who had nothing to do with what was going on. And the majority of them people, and I'm being honest with you when I say this, the majority of those people did not have a fucking speeding ticket, but in a black and white officer's face and telling them you ain't shit. Now, am I getting on the side of the officer, or am I saying what's right or wrong? No, I'm saying to you is it was eye-opening for me. And my former co-workers were telling me the things that they went through on those lines, because those folks knew that they could get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you went out to protest and all those things, God bless you. I'm not telling you, you know you was wrong, you was right, but sometimes you cursing the wrong person. That was it. You know what I'm saying? So what about you, Damon?
I feel like we as a community, we got to stay aware. You know what I'm saying? You said something earlier. You said us getting a break. We can't get no break because they're always coming after us, man. It's going to always be something. The difference now is that the Hispanic people are being targeted, but something coming around the corner, man. You could just feel it, and this is a lot of stress, man, in the atmosphere. It's just too chaotic, man. And I'm trying to remember, when was the last time I felt this much tension around in the country, man? You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's ever been like, not in my lifetime, it's ever been like this much tension. They snatching people off the street. You know what I'm saying? Deploying troops in what is it? In DC. For what, man?
It's a dry
And
run in DC.
Huh?
It's a dry run in DC.
A dry run for occupation.
That's
Right.
That's all. That's all it is. I mean,
That's crazy, man.
You put in the guise of as ICE agents for what? Why are you?
It's
Why are they
crazy.
there? You know what I'm saying? Because what he wants to make sure that he don't go anywhere. See, that's him and his people's plan. Is this paranoia on my part? Well, it don't make sense why he would do that in DC, but he's doing it. He's putting the plan in place where if he wants to stay in office, he's gonna have the barricades, he's gonna have the units, he's gonna have everything in place. What it is.
I think we just need to keep our head on a swivel, man. And prepare ourselves. That's all.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jaquan.
I was gonna say, I think the question is, man, how do we prepare ourselves? I mean, as a community, man, the black community, we're locked in here. That's why they ain't trying to send us nowhere. We're locked. We're here.
Mm-hmm.
We're on an island in the middle in the middle of all this shit.
Yeah.
And there's no persuasion either way. Nobody's trying to persuade us or sweet talk us in any way to their side. So we're going to have to make some harsh decisions, I think. In the form of economics, man, in the form of resources, in the form of defense.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to have to be some discussion, especially if shit gets worse.
I was talking to somebody the other day, And this brother never complains about anything, right? And he said to me, he said, Keith, you know what, man? He said, I know it's just my world, my small view of the world, but in my neighborhood, there's a lot of folks from different African countries living in my neighborhood, right? I was like, okay. He said, what bothers me is, say I went into a store, you know what I mean? You know, they're selling different things and what's going on. And he said, to me, the men can play it off of not liking me unless I anger them, right? But he said, but the women, I said, well, what country are they from? Then he said, man, I couldn't tell you. But the women, when they look at me, they turn their nose up at me. And I don't say nothing to them. When they tell me, when they say they snap at me for no reason. And then he said, like those, like the Koreans and Asian women, when they want to talk shit about you, they talk shit about you in their own language. He went into a whole soliloquy of like, bro, this shit bothers me. I said, he said, we got to deal with these white Americans that don't like black Americans. But then we have foreigners who don't like us because white Americans don't like it. And I said, well, bro, do you think you're being extreme? I just had to ask him this one question because you feel like you feel. He said, no. He said, no. I hate to feel like somebody's around me, white or black, and feel like they're better than me. He said, that's how I feel sometimes. And you know what? I really didn't have no comment because I think the way I carry myself, I feel I'm either even or above any human being. I don't see nobody above me. You know what I'm saying? So if I go in the same store and you turn your nose up to me, you know what I'm gonna look at him and say, you all right? You okay?
Man, I just started laughing, bro.
No,
I literally look them in their face and start laughing, like, for real? Are you serious?
Do you not understand that they feel, and this is my little personal thing, do you not understand that they feel that they can program you into not liking us is why they accept you? Because you are not a threat to them. You're not a threat to them.
Unless there's a direct affront to me, man, I let it go, man, because what they fail to realize is the fact that reality comes home, man. Reality comes home like a motherfucker. You know, sometimes you can't prepare yourself for it.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that video? Were you done, Squad?
Yeah.
Oh. Did y'all see that video when that one lady, she was from Africa, and she was talking to Black Americans, and she was like, "Y'all don't want this war."
Yeah.
She talking about, y'all remember that?
I remember part of that. I know she was very derogatory towards Black Americans. I remember that.
Whatever happened to her? Did you hear anything?
I don't know.
Did she get canceled?
I mean,
they canceled somebody to admit it.
I'm saying, you know me. I always been like this. How do you cancel somebody if you ain't making no bread? If they ain't making bread off you, you can't cancel nobody, bro. You can't do it.
Well, she was a nurse, wasn't she?
Yeah, but if she gets fired because of the stuff she says, but
right,
9 times out of 10, if you don't know where she worked, if somebody do a deep dive and all that, well, she might get reprimanded, but she ain't gonna get fired unless she's talking about exterminating people. You know what I mean? or is she talking about her care? Because the thing about it is, when I saw her, I said to myself, there's no way that I would allow this person to take care of me if I had to go to the hospital. But see, the thing about it is, she was saying all these things, but guess what she did? She did her fucking job. She does her job when she's at work. You know why? Because she don't want the white man to kick her the fuck out. And you know why they would kick her? You know why they would fire her? You want to know why? Because they'll get sued, and they don't have nothing to do with morality.
Right.
They get sued. They lose money over her. You know what I mean? But
it's crazy, man, how it seemed like the world, got feelings about us, man. You know what I'm saying? We always in their mouth. And it's like,
I feel that.
you on the other side of the world, man. What the hell are you talking about, man?
And the thing about it is, I have no animosity, but I'm like, yo, I want to have a conversation with you. Like, why would you feel this way? Now you being conditioned to think that all we are is lazy and we don't give a damn, and you feel grateful to get the opportunity, right? But guess what you do? You go to work and you next by some of African American who working just as hard as you. But you got conditioned in thinking that we don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear it come out of their mouths, and I'm looking at them like, what? Where they come? And then you coming from, I don't know anything about the continent, but you coming from the Caribbean, in which your country's infrastructure is not that good, right? But you have something critical to say about us here. Maybe because you want to replace us. I'm just spitballing. You know what I mean? And like I said, it has nothing to do. I have nothing against I love brothers and sisters across the globe. I do, man. It's no, I ain't been on that, man, we the best because we Americans. Fuck that. No, because these people have their own culture. They have self-identity. But don't come here not understanding that we have self-identity. We just got a thumb on our back. And I'm not talking about the traditional where people say, the white man got me down. No, I'm talking about the fact that we have to work twice as hard, 3 times as hard as everyone in this country to get ahead. And I feel like I'm speaking true facts.
It's definitely a grind, bro, but that's just a big ass waste of time trying to target somebody and have this opinion about them. It's like, come on, man, you got that much damn time on your hands. You know what I'm saying? You want to sit back and worry about what the hell we doing? You and don't understand that if it wasn't for our ancestors, y'all wouldn't even be here. You know what I'm saying?
You're true.
Y'all couldn't even come in the country. You think y'all was coming in all that time? No. We made that situation happen. At least be grateful for that.
Let me give you the scenario, just to lighten this up a little bit. A guy is a serial cheater, white or black dude, whether, Asian, whoever the fuck, right? Serial cheater, right? He does 2 things. He shows his paranoia about his woman so much that he accuses her of everything, right? Of cheating. He constantly on her neck. Men and women, they constantly on their neck because when they got play in their system, right? They got to distract what they're doing by saying, it's you doing it. Or Stay away from those nasty girlfriends. I don't like the way they look. No, I'm not. But you understand what I'm saying to you? Like that's the kind of game. That's what they do. And I liken that to the immigrants that come into this country. Is oh yeah, Black Americans are bad. Look at me, sir. I'm pointing at them. They ain't shit. I'm not going to associate with them because now you might point towards me. Now you're going to fuck with my green card. But I'm good. I'm going to leave that alone. Because like I said, I love sisters and brothers from all over the world, man. Really. But Jaquari, we're gonna wait for Damon to come back. Just in time. I have took up most of your Friday. You know, and I love you brothers for always showing up for me and showing up for yourselves. Give us some last words. Keith Barnes, thank you for showing up tonight, brother. We appreciate you. Cousin Lawrence, thank you, brother. Hell, look, your presence reminded of everything. And sister-in-law, you're great. You're great. Great commentary, great everything. I definitely appreciate you because when you lock in with us, you there. Leon Bowler, long time, brother. Good to see you, man. I hope you see this. But last words, Damon.
Do y'all keep up with the Tigers, man?
I want to, but I know they're doing their thing though.
They went on, man. I had to stop watching them, man, because they did. They went on they lost 10 games out of 12. So I said, man, I said, man, you know, you'd be like, man, I ain't gonna watch it because I'm giving them bad luck. So I haven't even been paying attention to them. And I was just wondering, are they still winning?
I don't know, man.
But
I haven't been keeping up with it. I meant, you know what? 2 weeks ago, at Auntie's birthday, I meant to get me some Tiger apparel too, man. But
Look, my wife and son hooked me up with a Tigers joint, man. It's fly too. It's fly.
yeah, man. Remember how we used to sit up and watch the Tigers with grandma?
Yeah. Hey, look, I was gonna wear it today, and Kid told me, "You can't wear that unless you wear it with me." I was like, "Okay."
That's what happened when your old lady buy you clothes.
And she has one that match, so you know we're gonna do that. Remember when I used to give you a hard time back in the day, Fluke?
Mm-hmm.
The Fluke had it wasn't his girlfriend at the time, but you know, there was a little boo thing, spoke. And one day, they was in middle school. One day he came, no, 9th grade. He came home, bro, and they had matching t-shirts. You remember we used to do that back in the day, matching t-shirts and shit. And I feel bad because I gave him a hard time. I said, "Hey man, is that your girlfriend?" "No, man, that was my girlfriend." I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
you say, hey, that's what the shirt said.
Look, what Fluke said, and look, I had to respect him, Spo. He looked at me and said, "She gives me monies."
I ain't say that, man.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And I think you just said it to save face, like, you know, like, bro, I got a reason to do this shit. But last words, Fluke, before we go.
Yeah, I said it, man. I talked about the Tigers, man.
Okay.
I wanted to give them a shout out.
Okay. Jaquari,
You ain't been watching it though.
You didn't go, Jaquari. That's what. Yeah, last words, Jaquari.
As I say all the time, man, I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation and look forward to the next one. Thank you for your time.
Great job, man. Hey, look, I had great laughs today. I appreciate the laughter, guys. Needed it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and my wife Kia wants to tell you, Jaquari, that you and my son Carson look like Ice Cube and O'Shea Jackson Jr. Yeah, yeah. But last words for me is we're gonna be here next Friday, and we appreciate everybody for tuning in. This has been a hell of a journey, and we're gonna keep it going. And guess what? We're gonna rewind it again when we blow up. We're gonna remind everybody, you should have been listening. You should have been listening. And we're gonna go from there. All right, well, look, go to the Strong Perspective Podcast on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and subscribe. You know, check out my TikTok channel. We got a lot of the shorts on there. You know, you join TikTok. Give us love, man. But build our situation up, you know, because we want to be seen by everybody.
And y'all send us some money, goddamn.
Send us the monies. All right. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.